second in NFL in yards per play and big plays. So, Nick, we have 4 of these. So we need an abridged take here from you.
But, hey, don't do that. Don't do that, sir. I'll let you do however long reads you want to do. Don't preemptively tell me, you know what I mean, to pipe down.
I'm just saying you can't do a half an hour.
Get one of those little clocks they use at the Supreme Court and put lights on it if you want. Otherwise, just ask the damn question and let me cook.
Must win.
For the Chiefs?
See,
That's an insulting, outrageous question, and everyone at the table knows it. Now, oddly, it is a must-win for the Bengals, and the organization is treating it like it's not only a playoff game, like it's a Super Bowl. You might be like, Nick, why would you say that? Well, let's just go to the latest news out of Cincinnati, see what they're doing, and tell me if you've ever heard of this for a Week 2 game. Bengals are trying something new, holding a watch party at Paycor Stadium on Sunday for the game in Kansas City. Tickets are $100. Not $99. You get $25 towards discounted concessions. Tickets available. Exactly right. They're like passing the hat to pay Jamar Chase for their biggest game of the year. So no, this is not a must-win game in Week 2 for the 2-time defending Super Bowl champions because Cincinnati Bengals once upon a time beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. It's an outrageous question. I hope that was fast enough for you, counselor.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's a must-win.
For the Chiefs?
It's a must-win, Nick. This is my turn. So it's a must-win. I told you the Chiefs need to send a message, and there's no other team in the league that they need to send a message to than the Bengals.
What about the Patriots, who are better than the Bengals?
Who have beaten them 3 of the last 4 meetings.
That's incorrect. 3 of the last 4 meetings Joe Burrow has played. 3 of the last 5 meetings overall.
Okay. 3 of the last meetings that Joe Burrow has played, they have beaten them. And so for me, it's a must-win. If you're trying to three-peat and you're trying to put your foot on the neck of the AFC, you better do it this week.
Yeah.
Must-win.
When I first heard this question, I was like, what?
Thank you.
This is ridiculous. Then I thought about it.
You guys are such a...
And it dawned on me, KW does it again. It's definitely a must-win for the Chiefs.
It's a must-win.
And Greg said some of it. Joe Burrow, 3-1 against Kansas City, 2-0 in the regular season. Do you want him to go 3-0 in the regular season against the Chiefs? And we all look at the Bengals down a little bit. If he goes in there, in Arrowhead,
don't do it.
in Week 2 when the Bengals are usually bad,
Come on now.
with a bad wrist, he's on wristwatch.
Yeah, big time.
Right? No T. Higgins. And they win. The Bengals will live rent-free in the Chiefs' head all season
No
long.
one believes
I'm
that.
just saying, it's a must-win.
It's a must-win.
It's a must-win.
Simple. Moving on.
1 to nothing.
Just think about it.
Can I
think
say
about
something
it
real
a little
quick
bit.
Yeah.
before we go on?
Yes.
The last time the Bengals beat the Chiefs was literally 6 days before Mac Jones grittied in the Pro Bowl.
Wow.
That's how long ago.
That's why this
how
is a
long
must-win.
ago it was.
Exactly.
That's how long. That's the last time the Bengals beat the Chiefs. That's how long it's been since the Chiefs beat the Bengals in 2024. This year.
That's why it's a must-win.
But Burrow and
Okay,
Yes.
Mahomes
What, this
and
is a
Kelsey, all were
must-win
there.
question for you. It's 1 to
Just
1 to
think
nothing.
about it, Nick. Just think about
Jets
it. Like
said they got
we keep
introduced
score
to
on this, but not
championship
upset.
football
My
against
God.
the 49ers. Now they're going to be introduced to 6-11 football. The Titans, that was the Titans' record last year. They looked frisky, but mistake-prone last week. Here's Rodgers' numbers. I call it the pizza place near your house. Totally fine, but nothing to write home about. Nick, must-win? For the
It's
Jets.
more than a must-win for the Jets. It's a must-dominate.
Ooh, must-dominate.
It's a must-blow out.
Wow.
It's a must. That defense has to show you that it's actually what everyone swore to us it was, which is going to be in the discussion for the best in the league and a no doubt top quarter of the league defense, top 8 defense in the league. So they have to make Will Levis look awful, and that offense. I swear to God, for 3 years, I've been getting yelled at by people who are like, put more respect on Breece Hall's name. And I'm like, I like him as a player, Aside from the time when the Jets were like, our entire game plan is to get you to 1,000 yards, final game of the year, and then they couldn't do the arithmetic right. I haven't seen a lot of huge games from him. I've seen nice moments. Put some more respect on Garrett. Okay, good. Hopefully Mike Williams is a full-time player. They have to dominate this football game. So yeah, more than a must-win.
Yeah, I'm with you here. This is definitely a must-win, and they got to play well. They're on the dud list right now.
They're on the dud list.
They're on the dud list.
Titans getting dud list?
Yeah, they're on the dud list. When you look at that defense, all the things you said, we had high expectations, not just for this team, but really for this defense. And because of this defense, we thought, oh, Aaron Rodgers is in the building? He's under center? Oh, we're going to be just fine. And none of it showed up this past week. Must win and must play well, all phases of the ball.
Definitely a must win, figuratively and literally. I mean, 0-2, only 11% of the teams since 1990 started 0-2 have gone on to make the playoffs. So
Is that true?
Yeah.
And the Bengals are like 6 of them.
Yeah. You take out the Bengals and it might be
That's why it's not a must-win.
7%. So it is a must-win, though. There's no excuses. Not on the road, short week. No excuses. Absolute must-win.
Real quick, and just one little, even though I said it was a must-win and must dominate, there is, building evidence that Titans might have a historically great defense given what they did to Caleb. I'm just saying, Caleb, do we think that in 20 years when Caleb is in Canton that we're going to look back and say, hey, what's the only team ever to hold him to 0 touchdowns under 100 yards and be like, man, that Jeffrey Simmons, Tavondre Sweat, that Titans front. I'm just saying, Snead.
Bar trivia.
Yeah, there you go. It's on the board. It's on the board.
Definitely on the board. Finally, not finally at all.
No, we went fast.
Myles Garrett and the Browns headed to Jacksonville for the Prince's season opener. Both teams looking for their first win, but Trevor also looking to break a streak of 6 consecutive losses. His last win was on November 26th. Yikes.
Why didn't you play the intro, Wilds?
What is the intro?
0-6.
Everybody knows the intro. Everybody knows why we're doing it. Dusty.
Yeah,
Now time for the Trevor Lawrence Trash Hour.
That's the whole reason.
All wild.
That's the whole reason that we put this Browns Jags. You think there's a lot of shows that on Wednesday they're like Browns Jags
The guy's lost 6 in a row.
No,
he's like a one-man Eagles.
Exactly, that's my point. The Jags haven't even lost 6 in a row.
Funk.
But here's the thing: the Jags haven't lost 6 in a row. Trevor, exactly. Which is why this is the Trevor Trash Hour for you guys. Exactly. And so here's the thing: if it wasn't the Trevor Trash Hour, what we would say is the game flipped not on Trevor's mistake, but on ETN's mistake. We can show you the numbers. It's 17-7. They're cooking and they're slowing down Miami. And then it flips like that. I didn't think that was on Trevor. Now I thought Now, fact of the matter is this: sadly, this is a must-win, and I'm going to tell you, Greg, I'm nervous about it. Because listen, I think the Browns offense with Deshaun out there is going to be awful. But I also think that Browns defense is legitimately not as good as it was last year, but very good. I think you're going to have an angry Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
I think the Jags, for the 4th consecutive year with Trevor Lawrence, have a mismatch offensive line. I think it's a tough game. But yes, they can't go to 0-2. Dolphins. Starting your Dolphins-Browns isn't like a super easy stretch, but it's not your brutal stretch of the season. It's at home. Yeah, it's a must-win.
Must win. We got 2 quarterbacks in this game that we're looking like, are they really worth all of what they're getting right now? I'm just saying. Look, when we look at Trevor, it's like, who are you, man? Are you the Prince?
Play the animation.
Or are you the frog? What are you, man? Like Wilds, can we
just call him a frog?
It's now time for the
Is
Trevor
this who
Lawrence
you really
Trash
are,
Hour.
or are you a prince? We got to see consistently who you are. If you are one of the highest paid quarterbacks in this league, play like it, please.
See, there you go.
Every single day.
Every
single week. It's a must-win for Trevor as well as the Jags.
It's absolutely a must win. 0-6? I didn't even know that in this last
on, man.
This would be
Yeah,
0-7.
ever since he hasn't won a game since he walked off the field.
Greg, you know, if you
with
play,
a compound
if you're out there on the field,
We don't care about how you out there.
Right.
Oh, we
We're
don't.
not worried, we're not worried about all that.
Telling us sob stories about your
I put the
Achilles
team
tendon
on
and
my
hours
back,
ago.
though.
That was in a
Nick-
video game.
Nick,
That's true.
Guess who they play after Cleveland? Buffalo and Houston.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
if they don't win this game, they could easily be 0-4, 1-3 probably at best. So yes, must.
I hope the Jags win. If he loses this game and then loses those next 2 games,
Who's coming?
what happens to iron sharpens iron, though? The whole idea is that Mac Jones
Well,
is supposed
maybe. I mean, could they?
No.
Oh, wow.
If he ends
That
up
didn't cross
going
my mind.
0-4,
Wow.
they're
This
0-10.
That didn't even cross my mind, but now that you mention it.
I'm just saying.
Doug
They just gave
Peterson,
him 275
Can I just say
quarterback.
Can I just say
That's a
something?
good idea.
I
that
work
last
with
time.
smart people who I love, who just have this weird tick that when it comes to this team and this player,
At what
they
point?
just
I like
try
Trevor.
to
I actually
outdo
like
each
Trevor.
other.
If he
in
was
stupidity.
0-7,
have
at
nothing
what
to do
point
with
am I allowed to be
trash
worried?
hour.
0-7?
No, you can be worried. At what point? Here's the answer to your question, because this is the other thing you do. You guys say dumb things, I then call them dumb, and then you get defensive like you're being serious. At what point are you allowed to ask,